Alright guys, sorry it took me so long to do the next video. I actually have so many videos that I do need to do. But the one I'm going to do now is, young lady is asking, she's saying that all of her friends that are married, or even her sister that's married, they're all in relationships where it seems like the marriages have gone bad. And it seems like all the men are just bad. And she's thinking, what's the point? What she says is, what's the use of getting married? You know, she's single. She's 27. She's in hopes of finding a husband. And she wants to know, you know, but what's the point? It seems like all these people that are married, their relationships are going down the tubes, or the men are cheating, or, you know, they're not working out. And she just doesn't seem like, in the relationships that she's had, they haven't worked out. So what's the point of getting married? And my answer to that is that, you know, all relationships are a work in progress. Relationships with, you know, anybody that you care about, even people that you don't care about, is all a work in progress. You know, your relationship with your mom and your dad, with your siblings, with your friends, and it's no different than with a spouse. It's work. I mean, everybody has different views, and, you know, people are brought up differently, and then their exposures help contribute to the person that they become, and you know, become, you know, a product of your environment a lot of times. So everybody's different. Your environment's different, and, you know, you're going to be faced with obstacles and dealing with different personalities and different things. And, I mean, you're going to have differences, you know. The whole key is communication. And when you have these differences, that you don't just sit and let them fester inside of you without talking about whatever's going on. To say you don't want to get married because it seems like everybody else isn't working out, their marriages aren't great, I feel like you're going to kind of cut yourself out of something that you could possibly have that may be good. Will you get married, and will you have problems in your marriage? I mean, probably so. Most people do. If you have any tenure in it, if your marriage has time, you know, 5, 10, 20 years, yeah, you're going to have obstacles you guys going to have to overcome. There may be minor ones and maybe major ones, you know. That's why you take those vows, in sickness and in health, to death do you part, because rich or poor, because sickness and health, those are two major things that, you know, really can take a toll on a marriage, dealing with a spouse that is sick, whatever type of sickness. Even if it's sickness like gambling, or sickness like a disease like being having a sex addiction, you know, or a sickness, you know, could be cancer, of course, something that we definitely say, oh, you know, you have to stay with that person. But what happens when they have a sickness that you don't necessarily understand, you know, like maybe they have a drug addiction, you know, that's sickness. So it's sickness and in health. Rich or poor, you know, that's one of the #1 reasons why marriages do break up, is from financial situations, money, you know. So the thing is relationships are complicated. Whether it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or your husband, your wife, or even your best friend, or your family. Relationships are complicated. And the thing is that you want to give love a chance. You don't want to shut love out, because it seems like it can be hurtful or disappointing. Because if you shut out everything that's hurtful or disappointing in your life, you may shut everything out of your life. Your own children can be hurtful or disappointing to you. But you still love them. You still give them the opportunity. You still raise them. You still give them a chance. At least I hope you would. And you have to do that with that person, that partner that you're choosing. You know, you just find somebody that has the things that you want. Don't so much focus on where is it going to go, and, you know, if it's possible that it's just going to be a waste of time and you might break up. Don't focus on that stuff. Focus on you know, just finding love in somebody that can make you happy, a friend. Focus on the friendship. Focus on finding somebody that shares a lot of the same values that you share. Focus on somebody that you just enjoy spending time with them. And then let the rest kind of just, the chips fall where they may. You know, and understand that people are going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. Learn to get forgiveness in your heart when they do. Learn to communicate and talk about the things that are bothering you, the things that are hurtful, the things that you feel like could possibly destroy your relationship with that person. Talk about them and express how important it is for that person to bend their values depending on, you know, importance of yours. And find somebody that's willing to listen to what you're talking about. And when you guys can't hear each other, talk to somebody else, because sometimes we can't hear what each other's saying. I can't hear what you're saying, you can't hear what I'm saying, because we're just thinking our own things. Find a mediator, somebody that can help you hear what the other person is saying. Write down your thoughts, exchange them on paper, so that you don't have no choice but to hear it because you're reading it, and you don't have a chance to rebuttal it. Write it down and give it to each other, and then read it when you're by yourselves, and then that way you can get your thoughts out. There's all kinds of different things that you can do, but it's the communication, and then having forgiveness in your heart when a person makes mistakes, because they're gonna do that. So definitely, no, don't give up on love. Don't give up on the thought of wanting to get married because you see people's relationships crumbling around you. You know, they're not willing to work. You know, get your relationship and work on it, you know. That's what I think. So if anybody else has any other advice, please definitely share. Thanks, guys.